a KQED television production.
And everybody say, Oppa!
Check Please Bay Area is made possible by the members of KQED and by
Safe Catch Elite Wild Tuna. Great for athletes, kids, and pregnancy. Safe Catch tests each and every fish for mercury. Available at nearby stores. Walmart Global E-Commerce, with small, agile work teams, is focused on big data, engineering, and e-commerce innovations. Careers available at walmartlabs.com. Sutter Health CPMC, investing in community care for more than 150 years, including 2 new smart hospitals. Your city, your hospital. CPMC2020.org.
Natural Mattress Systems from European Sleepworks, working to improve comfort and wellness for over 40 years. European Sleepworks in Berkeley, online at sleepworks.com. Oakland International Airport, now with flights all over the world. iFlyOAK.com. IRG has over 250 types of natural stone choices in stock today. IRG in Brisbane and Dublin, or at marblecompany.com.
Hi, I'm Leslie Sabraco. Welcome to Check Please Bay Area, the show where regular Bay Area residents review and talk about their favorite restaurants. Now we have 3 guests, and each one recommends one of their favorite spots, and the other 2 go check them out to see what they think. This week, scientist Kelly Wong uses his trained analytical skills to develop antivirals. His keen eye, scientific approach, and developed palate translates well to the kitchen and the dining room. And for software sales manager Josh Hoffman, dining is truly a family affair, one shared with his 8-year-old daughter, who joins him in his love of a hearty meal. But first, flight attendant Jessica Hayes jets around the country sampling savory dishes on a mission to find a touch of spice. So far, nothing compares to the flavorful leche de tigre at her place in El Cerrito, called El Mono Fresh Flavors of Peru.
I'm Peruvian, born and raised in Peru. I learned my recipes from my grandma, the cooking techniques, how to chop an onion, everything. The people that come to the restaurant, especially the older people, tell me that the food is like what their moms used to cook. It's because it comes from my grandma.
My wife actually introduced me to Peruvian food, and ever since she did, it's always been on the back of my mind that I need to bring it to everybody.
I'm Daniela Cadivian.
I'm Matt Cadivian.
And we are the owners of El Mono.
We actually started as a coffee shop. We started introducing some Peruvian goods and appetizers. People seemed to love it, and we went from there.
Here at El Mono, we try to keep our food as homemade as possible, as classic and old school as we can. Peruvian food is so tasty and so beautiful as it is. You don't need to do fusion or change the dishes to introduce them to other people.
So the name El Mono is actually the name of one of the geoglyphs in the Nazca Desert in southern Peru. We chose this name because it's very Peruvian, and everybody loves monkeys, right?
Peruvians, we're really proud of our food. Every Peruvian knows how to cook. So to have Peruvians come here and enjoy our food, it says a lot for us, and it means a lot because we care. We really like what we do here.
All right, Jessica, are you a Peruvian cuisine fan? Is this something you seek out?
You know, I didn't know much about Peruvian cuisine until El Mono came into my neighborhood. It really opened my eyes to how delicious Peruvian cuisine can be. Now, since trying there, I've gone to a few other places and tried to find food that is as delicious. And you know what? I still feel like they're the best. And I really love Peruvian cuisine. The more I learn about it and the more different dishes I try, the better it seems.
It's such an incredibly rich history, Peruvian cuisine, and so many flavors.
Yeah, the mix of different cultures that really came together.
What is your go-to dish?
So I really like the saltado de vanitas, which is a dish that's got green beans and French fries in this gravy sauce. It's vegetarian, but it's really rich and hearty, warm, a giant portion, of course. So it really makes you feel fed and cared for. The saltiness is just right, and really a French fry soaked in gravy, it doesn't get much better than that.
There's nothing better than that.
My experience was fantastic. It was a very, very good restaurant.
She's over there going,
yes.
I know.
I've been waiting to tell you that. It was really, really good. I went with their signature dish, the lomo saltado. It was basically cubes of beef mixed up in a really good spicy gravy, French fries, some onions, and with the garlic rice, it was just fantastic. My wife and daughter had the fish, and I would order that fish next time I went there.
Did they get that whole fried fish?
It was not the whole one. It was just a cutlet of it, but it was a very large portion with some vegetables underneath, and it was buttery. It was seasoned perfectly. It was fantastic.
What did you order?
So we had the ceviche de pescado to start, and it was wonderful. The fish was cooked just enough in the lime juice and lemon juice. It came with these Peruvian, I think they're corn nuts basically, which I'd never had before, and added just a nice crunch. Our waiter suggested we mix everything up together, and it just provided a nice balance between the crunch and the really juicy softness of the fish. And then we also had the lomo saltado. Yeah, I mean, I never thought to mix shreds of beef with French fries with gravy on top. It was wonderful. I couldn't go wrong with that dish.
It's all three food groups.
Yeah,
right.
all in one. Yeah.
Well, French fries are a food
Perfect.
group, right?
Right,
It's
yeah.
genius.
Yeah. And then we also had the arroz tapado, which is like a tower of rice, of the garlic rice, with a layer of beef stew in the middle, and some slices of hard-boiled eggs on top. And that was also wonderful. Really, really flavorful. The sauce from the stew kind of seeps into the rice. It gives you a nice mix with the garlic rice, and we were stuffed afterwards.
Right.
The love comes through in the dishes. The flavor really feels like somebody made it, you know, like your grandmother's house if you had a Peruvian grandmother who cooked really well. Their sauces, I think, are one of the things they're really well known for. There's this ají sauce, a big squirt bottle of it on every table, and I put that on everything. It's so delicious. It's a cilantro-based creamy sauce, tangy, just a little spicy, and really fits well with any of their dishes. We started with the fried plantains, which came with an aioli that was a little spicier, a chili aioli, and I still like that green sauce on it. On that, on the garlic rice, which comes with almost all the dishes.
And you just drink a little shot of the leche de tigre, and then you're all set.
They always give you, when you go for dinner, they always give you a little bowl of what we're calling corn nuts, which is a roasted corn. Way better than corn nuts, but a similar thing.
I
Very
can't
crunchy.
stand corn nuts out of the bag.
Yeah,
So.
crunchy, salty, you know, just a little bit oily, but not too much. Addictive.
We actually ordered a to-go box of the corn nuts to take home.
This was the first time I've ever been to a Peruvian restaurant, and I was actually struck by how influenced there was from Asian cuisines. There's a lot of rice dishes, and they even had a Peruvian fried rice there. They even said on the menu that some of these dishes were Chinese inspired, so it was interesting to see that.
And what about something to drink?
I had the miti miti, which was a blend of two of their other drinks, and it was really good. It was very sweet, but also had a really good bitterness to it of a lot of the Peruvian fruits that they have. It was really good, and it went really well with the meal that I did have.
And that's a non-alcoholic drink that they make in-house, which is...
Everybody's pretty much ordering them because the little juice bar over on the side, there's someone manned there the entire time and is extremely busy.
All right.
They have a Peruvian beer there. It works perfectly with the food. It's light, it's refreshing, really easy to drink. Some of my other guests had wine, which they enjoyed.
The service for me was great. Our waitress was Desiree, who was the sister-in-law of the owner. She really took the time to really explain everything to us, making sure that we were happy there, and it really did feel like you were having a home-cooked meal.
What about the chicken stew?
That was an amazing one that one of my friends had ordered. The amount of different ingredients that you wouldn't expect, I think, is what really made it special. It had cilantro in it, it had walnuts, it had olives, and the same boiled eggs cut in half in the stew. So it was a really incredible mixture, you know, all in the sauce, which was a yellow chili sauce. And everything is served with that garlic rice. Everyone loves it. It's fluffy, it's light, it's just a little garlicky, and it goes with all the food so well.
What about value?
Value is great. We would go there for lunch now. From my office is close by, so that's the plan.
Oh,
now
a
to
new
hit that
discovery
place up
for you
lunch.
then.
Exactly.
A new lunch
yes.
discovery.
Right, and they have a place to sit outside, which I think is so nice that they've just built onto the restaurant.
All right, Jessica, this is your spot. Give us a quick summary.
If you want some really good home-style Peruvian food, it is worth the drive to El Mono in El Cerrito.
And Josh?
I would say if you're in the Berkeley area and you can make reservations to go there, I would definitely recommend driving a little bit up the road to try it out. It is delicious.
And Kelly?
Yeah, a great place for something different, especially if you've never had Peruvian food.
If you would like to try El Mono Fresh Flavors of Peru, it's on San Pablo Avenue at Central in El Cerrito. The telephone number is 510-778-8884. It's open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Reservations are recommended, and the average dinner tab per person without drinks is around $25. Unique Asian ingredients and kitchen skill make Kelly's restaurant a success. You can find a modern vibe and attentive service in San Carlos at Rangoon Ruby Burmese Cuisine.
We just felt that there was just a need to showcase a style of Asian cuisine that wasn't really familiar to a lot of people. We wanted to present it in a way that was beautiful, elegant, and in a way that no one else was doing. My name is Rodel Marquez. I'm the Vice President of Rangoon Ruby Burmese Cuisine in San Carlos, California.
Burmese cuisine is basically a combination of Thai, Chinese, Indian food. The blend of all the spices comes into one harmony. I'm Max Lee, Executive Chef of Rangoon Ruby.
Great ambiance, excellent service, extensive wine lists featuring about 100 bottles, local and craft beers. We have our Rangoon Gold. That's a German style Kolsch that was specially made for our food. It goes really well with the spice.
The main spice we use is masala. We get it straight from Burma. It gives this distinct flavor that doesn't really come from any other spices. We try to layer flavors, so sometimes you'll get that sweet, you'll also get that salty in it. And for texture, we have a little bit of crunch, a little bit of softness. Everything is served family style, and it's a good way to get a taste of basically every flavor of the dish we have. The dessert, suiji, we have is basically a dessert my mom used to make at home. She used to make it all the time when I was young. Rangoon Ruby is a place where anyone can come, get together, and have a good meal, and also enjoy a good time.
At Rangoon Ruby, we wanted to create a more upscale vibe, but also be a place to celebrate.
What about Burmese cuisine?
Yeah, Burmese cuisine is great. It's a blend of Thai flavors with Indian flavors and Chinese flavors all mixed together. But they keep it really fresh because they add a lot of fresh fruit like mangoes, papayas, and we love this restaurant, especially the one in San Carlos because it's modern
and there's
and
multiple
bright.
outlets,
There's
right?
multiple ones, exactly right. We always get the tea leaf salad there. It comes out in all these little piles of ingredients, fried garlic, the tea leaves themselves, some tomatoes, some peanuts, and the waiter will mix it up on the table for you. When you eat this is like an explosion of flavors in your mouth. It's really earthy, it's crunchy because of the nuts and the yellow beans in it, but it's this intense flavor from the tea leaves that you don't get in any other dish that I've ever experienced. On top of that, we always have either the beef or the pork curry. Again, this is not really a Thai curry. It's not watery. It's a thicker, but it's not quite an Indian curry either. So it really is a blend of the two. The beef is cooked just to perfection. It's tender. It doesn't fall apart. And the best thing about that is you spoon that over their coconut rice or their jasmine rice. You can just eat bowls and bowls of this rice with the curry over it.
Would you concur with that?
I would. You know, when we got there, we did not know anything about the cuisine, and the tea leaf salad was phenomenal. It was really good. The way they do present it and the way they toss it tableside adds a really nice kind of flair to the experience. We had the sesame chicken as well as the basil beef and the tofu pad thai. And I would have to say the basil chili beef was definitely, you know, aside from the tea leaf salad, was my favorite of the night. It was really good, and the onions added a really nice crisp to it. And the pad thai, I would say, was good. I'm not a big fan of tofu, but my daughter loves tofu, and so does my wife. So they really enjoyed that dish. And the sesame chicken, it was really tangy and sticky, and it was great. And yes, the rice that they do serve was phenomenal.
And really what's wonderful when you first walk in, they tell you a lot about the restaurant. They tell you about the cuisine, you know, all the influences, and they really help you decide what you want and figure out the different items on the menu. We had the tea leaf salad, we had the sesame beef, and the crispy chicken, which were a little similar. They both had a sweet sauce. They were both fried, but really fried just right. Crispy with, I think, what seems like a very good quality of meat that they use. My favorite was the garlic noodles, because I love garlic. I thought they were just garlicky enough. Some people at my table thought too garlicky, some people not quite enough. I thought they were perfect. They came with the tofu, which was also, I think, fried just to perfection, really crispy on the outside, soft on the inside. Instead of the coconut rice, we got the fried rice, which also went great with both of our meat dishes. It was really different than, I guess, what you'd expect in a Chinese fried rice. There were beans and crispy onions all mixed in the fried rice, just a perfect amount of sauce. I really liked it. They make beer there in San Carlos that they serve. They have a special Rangoon Gold beer, really delicious. One of my guests had a hankering for sake. They serve sake there. So the waiter
That's an interesting combination, isn't it?
You know, it ended up working really well. The waiter suggested a really fancy, beautiful bottle that comes from Japan. All their wines and drinks are on an iPad,
yes.
which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
You know, you've got your traditional menu and then you've got your iPad.
A lot of people are moving that way. You can get more information. You can change the list very quickly. It's really a trend that you're going to be seeing much much more.
Yeah, well, we're new to it. The whole experience was pretty new. There's a lot of, I think, innovative touches at this restaurant, which I found really fun. Flat screen TVs in the bathroom.
In the bathroom? Let's talk about the bathroom.
You guys have opened my eyes to a lot of different cuisines, but you know, I love Chinese and Japanese food, and this is really right up our alley. So it was really, really enjoyable.
Absolutely.
Yes.
What about desserts here?
So we had the fried bananas, and I don't think I really need to say any more. I mean, fried bananas and ice cream. You can't go wrong with either of the fried bananas or the ice cream.
We had the fried bananas as well, and what I thought was special about these ones was that you got the right amount of breading. It didn't overpower the dish. Crispy, perfect, definitely not greasy. Came with an ice cream that was great together.
We have had a baked suji there before. It's like a bread pudding, but it's not really sweet. It comes with a little sauce on the side. Something different. I think it's probably more indicative of Asian desserts, where they're not really overly sweet. But it's really nice to finish off the meal with that.
And what do you think about service at this spot?
I thought service really set it apart. From the moment we walked in, people were friendly and great to us, but also really informative. I think a lot of people who dine there probably are new to Burmese food, and they tell you everything about it. They point out the items on the menu that they're most popular.
I would say the service was great. They do make you feel very comfortable the moment you walk in there.
And what about value?
It felt like a special occasion type of restaurant, I think. But also we ordered a $30 bottle of sake, and I think that
helps.
Added to the price.
A little bit to the price, but that's a brilliant move right there.
Well, we didn't order the sake, and the value is definitely, it's very good. I mean, the value between the food that you get and the service, it's definitely worth every penny.
All right, well, this is your spot, Kelly. Give us a quick wrap-up.
So for a blend of Thai, Indian, and Chinese food in a nice ambiance, try Rangoon Ruby in San Carlos.
And Jessica?
Delicious food with service that really sets it apart.
Okay, and Josh?
Delicious food, great downtown area to walk around in, and definitely we'll be going back.
All right, if you would like to try Rangoon Ruby, Burmese cuisine, it's on Laurel Street at Cherry in San Carlos. The telephone number is 650-592-1852. It's open every day for lunch and dinner. Reservations are recommended, and the average dinner tab per person without drinks is around $30. When asked my wine of choice, I answer champagne. There are delicious sparkling wines produced worldwide, but only those hailing from the historic Champagne region of France should be called champagne. Made with 3 primary grape varieties, red, Pinot Noir, and Pinot Meunier, and white, Chardonnay, champagne is complex yet quaffable. A magnum like this is perfect for just me. Most bottles sport the word brut, which means dry, and most don't show a particular vintage, indicating various harvests are blended together. When you do see a year, it's showcasing a special vintage. Blanc de Blanc, made with only Chardonnay, is racy, elegant, and perfect with oysters, while Rosé, my personal favorite, I do have a glass tattooed on my leg, is created with red grapes. Sumptuously sippable, I could indulge morning, noon, and night. Summarizing one of Champagne's great ladies, Lily Bollinger, I drink champagne when I'm happy or when I'm sad. Otherwise, I never touch it unless I'm thirsty. Well, I am parched. Santé. The contemporary American cuisine at Josh's Pick combines handcrafted cocktails, a carefully selected wine list, and casual, considerate service. From shared small plates to hearty entrees, it's all in San Jose at The Table.
So really the name The Table came about because we wanted to honor what The Table is. It's a place where good food, good people, and good drinks all come together in one place. I'm Brian Nicholas, the general manager and partner of The Table in Willow Glen. So our kitchen is headed by my partner and chef, Jim Stump, but our cuisine is really driven by our chef, Anthony Jimenez, who's born in this area and really draws upon both his culture as well as the other cultures in the area. Our food is very American, classic almost, but with many influences from the cultures that call this valley home. So Indian, Asian, Mexican, these are the flavors that really influence our cooking while still being true to what American food is now. Farm-to-table cuisine at neighborhood prices, something that everyone can come in and experience. Our cocktail program is a handcrafted program, really with an emphasis on the quality of the ingredients. We make all of our own syrups, our own bitters, our own juices. We serve pretty much all of our wines by the glass. And we do have a wonderful selection of half bottles as well, with the idea that you should feel comfortable not having to buy one full bottle of wine and being stuck to that for every course of your meal. Our clientele is really from the neighborhood here, so we serve all ages, from little ones to old ones and everyone in between. The experience here is really the experience of a dinner party. We want you to enjoy food and drinks while we make sure that everything is perfect for you.
All right, Josh, how did you find this spot?
One night on our anniversary, we had tried it and we just fell in love with it. You know, San Jose has really been itching for a lot of good restaurants, and now Willow Glen is definitely coming around to getting some really good, casual, nice restaurants, and the table is really kind of the center point of that.
And what do you get when you go? Do you have something that's your go-to?
Yeah, so we get the charcuterie plate, and they cure their own meats. They're just fantastic. They have their own house pickles, and instead of toast or, you know, bread with the charcuterie, they actually give you chicharrones. So that is definitely the starter every time we sit down. And then I had the Coleman Ranch pork, and it was basically just a big slab of pork belly.
And there is nothing wrong with that.
There really is nothing wrong with that, Leslie. And
that puts a smile on my face.
Yes, and they don't season it. It's just cooked to perfection.
I thought there were a few items on the menu like that. Not a lot of description on the menu, and you were sort of surprised when you got them. You didn't know exactly what was going to come with it or what it was going to be like, but I thought that might also be to encourage you to speak with your waiter and have him describe all of the dishes. So if I were to go again, I think I'd want the waiter to really, you know, get down and dirty with me and describe each and every detail. Some of the details,
I like that.
Some of the details when we got them were amazing. A few of the dishes really blew our mind there.
Yeah.
So what did you start with, Jessica?
Well, we started with the prosciutto, and the flavor was great, but what really set it apart was the texture. It was like butter in your mouth. Alongside the cheese plate, which I thought was great. I love that they did their own pickle. There were some raw cheeses, which I thought were amazing, served with jam and almonds and pickles. The combinations were endless, and I thought really
And you
good.
enjoyed that to kick off the meal. What about you, Kelly?
So we also started with the charcuterie plate too, and it was amazing. We really like the fact that the waiter's telling us this is a farm-to-table type of restaurant. Right. Just seeing all these fresh types of ingredients come along was wonderful. We also had the bone marrow, which was good, but I have to say that one I felt like the broiler wasn't quite hot enough, so it didn't have that really charred kind of flavor.
Sizzly, boily
exactly.
thing
It didn't
on the
have
top,
that, and it came with some panko crumbs on top, which seemed a little bit unnecessary because it kind of got soggy basically. But beyond that, our favorite dishes were the beet salad. The juiciness and the lime juice they put in there. The beets were just sweet, cooked to perfection. There's also a crunch from some other type of berries they put in there. I don't know which type. You know, we went there with our kids, and they also had a kids menu, which no one knew about. And
so you have to ask a lot. It's a lot of interaction.
yeah, exactly, right?
I think they encourage that there.
Yeah.
So the kids had grilled cheese, but this grilled cheese was like 2 big thick slices of brioche, you know, buttered to perfection, with the aged white cheddar cheese inside, and just grilled perfecally.
I'm a kid. Can I get that?
Exactly, right.
Say, I want that.
The table next to us asked, I didn't see that on the menu. How do I get that? And you know, they were just wondering where they came from. I said, well, they have a kids menu.
And what did you have to accompany those dishes? Because they are known certainly for cocktails.
They are very much known. Their old fashions is what I get every time I go there. And
I knew you were a whiskey guy.
Yes,
I could see it.
I'm very much. Everything there is homemade, and you can just tell. I mean, they make their own, you know, simple syrup and things like that for the bar, and it's just great.
Were you beering it still?
I was beering it still. I like to stick to what I know. They actually had a really extensive list, and I wasn't familiar with a lot of the beers, so the waiter offered to bring me a taste, which I really appreciated. I had a slightly sour beer, and it was just on the sour side, but not too much, so it still really went well with the food. But my sister got a cocktail. She got 3 Pimm's cups. They were delicious. We all tried it and really enjoyed it. It was just refreshing, cucumbery, citrusy. That's perfect. And I suppose it's because they make them themselves.
Yeah.
They do a really great job on the cocktails.
Right.
We went beer.
Beer?
And they had actually a chocolate milk brown ale. It was wonderful. It was like a meal unto itself.
That's great. And tell me about your meal.
So what I had actually was the fried rice. It was a vegetarian dish. It had hen of the wood mushrooms, which I have had before. I have cooked before. I have never had them that well done. They were really delicious. They soaked up the sauce, which was a salty, sweet sauce that they put on the fried rice. There were also crunchy onions and Brussels sprouts, and they were really delicious. Some of my guests had a steak. They have a 16-day aged, dry, rubbed steak. He had had seen it online and had been thinking about it the whole time. He ordered it rare. He thought it was great. And then my other guest had the hamburger. They say it's the only burger fit to be served at the table.
Yes,
that is how it's described on the menu. Turns out it came with French fries, which she was happy about. And the burger itself was almost a little more meatloafy. She said it had shredded carrots in it, breadcrumbs, but the flavor was really delicious. She loved it.
And it is a meat lover's place. I mean,
yes, it really is. My wife had the beef cheeks. I tried it. They were phenomenal. Mixed with the beets and the other vegetables, it was delicious.
What about service?
Service was great. Our waiter was super friendly. He made you feel like he was a buddy. You wanted to talk to him, which was good because you needed to talk to him about all the different things to order. They came quickly, at least for us, with the water, the drinks, and the food came out really quickly as well, which is always appreciated if you're going out on a weeknight.
Now this is your spot. Josh, wrap it up for us.
I would say come on down to San Jose. The food scene is definitely, growing there, and the table is definitely one of the staples there.
And Kelly?
For a nice farm-to-table experience in San Jose, the table in Willow Glen is a place to be.
Yeah, I'd say the table, not just dinner, it's an experience together.
All right, if you would like to try the table, it's located on Willow Street at Lincoln Avenue in San Jose. The telephone number is 408-638-7911. It's open for brunch Wednesday through Sunday and every night for dinner. Reservations are accepted except for brunch on the weekends, and the average dinner tab per person without drinks is around $30. I have to thank my guests on this week's show, Jessica Hayes, who takes off to her favorite East Bay eatery, El Mono Fresh Flavors of Peru in El Cerrito, Kelly Wong, whose scientific strategy leads him to Rangoon Ruby Burmese cuisine in San Carlos, and Josh Hoffman, who is joined by his hungry family at the table in San Jose. Now, we really want to hear about your experiences at any of the restaurants we've been talking about, so find us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter, and don't forget that you can watch any of the shows on our website at kqed.org/checkplease. It's where you'll find links to the restaurants and where you'll find my notes on the delicious wines we're drinking today. So join us next time when 3 new guests will recommend their favorite spots right here on Check Please Bay Area. I'm Leslie Sabraco, and I'll see you then. Cheers to you and to you guys. Cheers.
Check Please Bay Area is made possible by the members of KQED and by IRG has over 250 natural stone choices and over 10,000 stone slabs in stock today. IRG in Brisbane and Dublin or at marblecompany.com. Oakland International Airport. Now with flights all over the world. iFlyOAK.com. Natural mattress systems from European Sleepworks, working to improve comfort and wellness for over 40 years. European Sleepworks in Berkeley, online at sleepworks.com.
Sutter Health CPMC, 7,000 employees, nurses, and physicians caring for their communities every day. Your city, your hospital. CPMC2020.org. Walmart Global E-commerce, with small, agile work teams, is focused on big data, open source engineering, and e-commerce innovations. Careers at walmartlabs.com. Safe Catch Elite Wild Tuna, great for athletes, kids, and pregnancy. Safe Catch tests each and every fish for mercury. Online at safecatch.com.